And Christine, the big question now is how will Houston and Harris County officials address these recommendations? Meanwhile, I spoke with a crowd safety expert who tells me that this new report is a disservice to all of the victims and their families. More than 5 months after the tragedy at Astroworld that left 10 people dead and hundreds injured, Governor Greg Abbott released findings from the Texas Task Force on Concert Safety. In the 9-page report, the task force made several recommendations, including a better permitting system, adequate training for security, and change in event design and barricades so people don't end up trapped.
I think there are things that we certainly can work with. I don't necessarily have any angst about anything that I read in it.
But both the Harris County Fire Marshal and the Harris County Judge disagreed with one major finding, that Harris County had any jurisdiction over permitting requirements.
That there's now a debate between a critical element that contributed to this tragedy.
Paul Wertheimer has been a crowd safety expert for more than 40 years.
After the E2 nightclub disaster in Chicago in 2003, 21 people died. This is the report that was produced. So many pages, I can't even count them.
He says crowd safety guidelines have been around for decades, and this report does not have any significant changes with specific timetables. He says the only way to prevent this type of tragedy in the future is tough legislation and criminal charges.
I would be very concerned if I were a parent sending any young adult to a concert in Texas till they figure this out.
The Harris County judge is calling for a more detailed account of what happened at Astroworld Fest that night. The mayor says a different task force with the city and county will now do a report of their own. As far as we know, we have no timetable or a set timeline of when that new report will be complete. Reporting live, Sophia Ojeda, KPRC 2 News.